Hey guys, it's Mike, and unfortunately we're still in the grips of an ice storm, so I haven't really been able to get out to do much filming for firearms videos, but I was taking advantage of being stuck inside, and I decided to go through a bunch of my old footage to try to clear up some space on my hard drives, and I came across a bunch of old hunting clips that I've filmed over the course of having the YouTube channel. And I got a little nostalgic about them, and I thought I would kind of scroll back through some of them, some far better than others, and kind of just relive and go over some of the better moments and adventures that we've had on the YouTube channel for hunting. Firearms content will be coming. I've got guns that I've got to get out to the range, but right now with all this ice, it's kind of hard to get out there, so hopefully, it's supposed to be pretty warm these next couple of weeks, so hopefully I should be able to get up there once it dries out and it's not so muddy. But we'll go ahead and just get right into some of the videos.
Starting off in chronological order is my 2020 Sika deer hunt at Tioga Ranch. If there's one hunt in here I really wish I could do over, unfortunately this is it. At the time, I was under the impression you could not firearm hunt Sika deer on the Delmarva Peninsula, and that it was a archery only sort of deal, which I'm not a huge archery hunter, so I ended up going to a ranch instead. Hindsight's 2020. There are areas you could firearm hunt them. If I'd done more research, I would have realized that and probably done it that way, and I might very well do it that way in the future to kind of get a free range Sika deer. But this was still the first hunt that I really went on that was not a meat hunt. I'd actually just previously been down to Tioga about a few weeks before, or not weeks, probably a month before this, with my wife and the best man after our wedding to hunt pigs. And I ended up talking to my guide, who I typically use down there, Kurt, about coming back down to do a Sika hunt, since I knew they had them and I'd never seen them or had a chance. And obviously, here's actually my first sighting of the deer when we were out there. Despite Tioga being a pretty small ranch, Sika deer are great at hiding. They got a lot of thick woods. And it was probably the hardest hunt I've actually had there. But the hunt itself, I had all sorts of camera issues. I didn't get the shot on camera because it kept dying. I was using a crappy cross tour at the time. I didn't have my GoPro. I ended up having to shoot the deer twice. When we walked up on it, you can see I hit it real quartering away, far back, put another shot in it. But at the end of the day, it was an interesting hunt, and it kind of started all of this. So although I wish I could do it over, and I very well might, try to get another Sika deer free range in Maryland, for now, this was my Sika hunt, and it was the start to many more adventures. Next up was my 2022 Maine ruffed grouse hunt with my good buddy James. This was by far the biggest bucket list item that I have ever knocked off. I mean, this was the crown jewel, and for those of you who've seen my recent Upland video or have seen this video, ruffed grouse are a bird that's just not around here anymore. My dad grew up hunting them when they were common, so I grew up on stories of these birds, and it was just like almost an obsession to finally get out there and hunt ruffed grouse. And we had a great hunt. We spent a long weekend, 4 days up there, and we only got a couple grouse, but man, it was awesome. And this is when I finally came up on my first grouse out solo hunting. So I'll shut up and just let you guys see it.
Holy fuck! Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit! Finally! Oh my god! Oh my God. I have never had to hunt so hard for anything. There it is. A beautiful male ruffed grouse. There it is. This might just be a bird. You guys have no idea what it feels like to be holding this right now. This is such a bucket list item.
So to say that I was ecstatic is definitely an understatement. I don't think I've ever been that wound up for anything other than possibly the first squirrel I shot out hunting with my dad. That was just an unreal experience. And we were lucky enough to go on, and I was able to get a snowshoe hare. Here's some footage from James. He was able to get a grouse. And those were the only 2 grouse we got on that long weekend. We saw tons of them. We hunted real hard. It was an awesome trip. And I'll go ahead and spoiler alert it. We're going up there for a very extended Maine upland hunt this year as part of the, our scheduled hunts. And I could not be more pumped to get back out there and do some hunting. But definitely just some awesome upland hunting that you guys have up there in Maine. So just so psyched to get back out.
Thanks for the assist there, pal. Hey, I said I'd die to get a snowshoe hare.
That's what you got.
Now, not all hunts made it onto this list because it was something that I did. A lot of the times, it's the people you're with that make a hunting experience memorable. And this was my first time bringing out my good friend here, Blaine, hunting with me. Great dude, military man, loves his guns, and we've always, we used to work together, the 3 of us, me, him, and James, who went out on this hunt down in Tioga together. And we just got talking, we're like, you know what, let's go hunt with handguns. And we ended up dragging Blaine along because he really wanted to try hunting with us. And I figured Tioga Ranch on pigs is a pretty easy starting point. There's not a lot that can go wrong. Tioga is not a huge ranch, so you can find your way around pretty quick, and it's not too slow-paced, and pigs are pretty easy to hunt. So it was a great starting point for him, and it was just really memorable to be out there in the woods with a buddy and be able to have him take his first pig with a handgun, or his first anything.
Oh. Should I get him again?
Yeah. Mine's going down, Blaine.
And there we had it. We were able to sneak up on a couple of pigs that were just kind of sitting there resting behind some brush. We got up on them. Blaine got his. Here's my perspective. I managed to get shot into that little sow before she ran off too. And yeah, it was
That was a perfect shot.
awesome first hunt for him. Another hunt that was memorable because of the people I was with. This is a hunt that me and my wife went on same year as the hunt I went with Blaine to go cull some red deer hinds up at Grand Lake Hunt. Wonderful preserve up in Maine. A lot of beautiful woods to explore up there and great people. Can't recommend them enough. We'd been up there the year previous, and I'd culled a red deer hind, just kind of like feel them out, see how the place was. It was really enjoyable. My wife had went with me that time, but wasn't comfortable shooting. But for the following year when we went up, she really wanted to get a red deer, and I was all for it. I couldn't have been happier to have her out there with me. We were able to get a couple of deer. I shot 2 of them, and here's some for the 2 that I shot. So there's one
She hit hard.
And then the second one we shot later the next day.
Still standing there, the rest of them going.
Right there.
And here's that one.
Looking left.
But what really mattered on this hunt was getting her on one. And on the evening of our first day, we were able to get lined up on one. And there she is right there.
Are you ready?
And
You tell me when you're ready
I'll
to
just
go.
let it play out.
About 70 yards. You good? All right, go. Oh yeah, you hit her.
I see her.
I didn't see her go down. No, there's one behind her. Don't.
I'm just looking.
Yeah. Come on up, Alex. Yeah, I think we got her.
Take it easy. We'll take a look.
Let's go and see what we got.
And she was successful. She made a perfect shot with the 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge. I definitely didn't think was going to be super adequate for red deer. Proved me wrong. But I couldn't have been happier. It was just awesome experience to have with her. She'd shot pigs before. She'd shot upland game. The red deer was a real big deal to her. It's her favorite meat to eat, so it was just an awesome experience. And sharing with people at Grand Lake Hunt, again, I can't speak enough good about them. If there's one place I will always sing praises of, it's Grand Lake Hunt. Great guys, great experience, and just a wonderful time spent with my wife.
Gun on safe?
Gun's on safe.
You see that male was chasing her?
Yeah.
He was right behind her. So I said that's the only place you find them. They're not at the bales. You just find them in here. Males behind them, chasing them, and that's just pushing them everywhere right now. It's a big female.
That is big.
It's a big girl.
Let's take some pictures.
So the last of the hunts is the most recent hunt of the bunch, and that was my 2024 Axis deer trip out to No Mercy in Oklahoma. It started off, we arrived in sync with a tornado, so we spent our first night in a storm cellar. So that was interesting. Definitely a very welcome to the plains kind of introduction. But once we got out there the next day, it was just unlike anything I'd ever experienced before. A completely different environment than I'd ever hunted in. Just beautiful, just like dry cedar forests or mesquite wood. It was just so interesting. And we saw a lot of game. I saw audads and Corsican sheep, obviously. And this was a huge ranch as well, much larger than any ranch I'd ever experienced. We did a lot of scouting around. James was able to blast one of his pigs right out of the back of the UTV while we were trying to locate a good spot to hunt for some axis deer. And yeah, it was kind of an interesting experience doing a drive-by with the 6.5 Creedmoor on some pigs, but it was just so much fun. I'm so glad that James was able to come down with me and experience the hunt. It was no person I'd rather spend time like that out in the woods with. Just a true bucket list ticking item, and doing it with your buddy just makes it so much better. And although we saw some axis deer the first day, didn't really have much luck, and on the second day of hunting for them, which is the third or fourth day we're out there, I was able to line one up, make a perfect shot, drop it right in its tracks. And it wasn't a huge one. A lot of the deer were in velvet, so I was kind of picking out what I could, but it was just an awesome experience. It was just a forkhorn, but look at these eye guards. Honestly, look at that thing. It's not, might not be the win any medals, but that's my axis deer, dude. I'm gonna drag him out of this ravine, and yeah, dude, that's fucking cool. That's cool.
Alright guys, so those were the 5 hunts that have really stuck out to me the most. Obviously not all of them were great hunts, but they had meaning in the grand scheme of kind of what I've been doing on the channel. We'll obviously have a lot more hunting content coming up this fall and firearms content coming out as soon as I can get back out to the range and start filming some videos with some guns. If you guys like my stuff, please like, subscribe. I'm really happy to see more people come to the channel, and I'm very excited to get out to the range and start making some more content in the hunting off season here. So guys, thanks again. I'll see you next time.